Investor Warren Buffett bought another $127 million of Occidental Petroleum stock over the past week to increase Berkshire Hathaway's holdings of the company. Berkshire's latest filing with the SEC showed the company now controls nearly 24% of Occidental's stock and holds warrants to buy another 83.9 million shares. Many people like to copy Buffett's moves because of his remarkable track record. However, Buffett doesn't generally comment on Berkshire's stock purchases until well after the fact. But following the SEC filings, it's apparent Buffett has been regularly buying Occidental shares since early last year whenever the stock dropped below $60 per share. So, with Occidental stock trading below $60 per share, should you buy? So again, should you buy Occidental Petroleum? Well, let's take a look here. This is the 20-year monthly chart on Occidental Petroleum Corporation, and the symbol in the upper left, as you can see, is OXY. And for disclosure purposes, I do not hold any shares of Occidental at this time. Now, it had an impressive chart from, say, 2003 all the way up here into 2011, but since then, it's been on the downside, except for here. It was way on the downside there in 2020, but then that was a great buying opportunity running all the way up here, not quite to $80 a share, but it's now at $58.14 per share. Now, at least one of the things that bothers me regarding the price chart is going back up here again into 2011. From that point forward, these tops continue to move on the way down. It's not a perfect line, but you get the idea. So we'll see some other troubling signs once we get to the oscillators, so let's take a look. Here in the volume is going down. That's not a bad sign, particularly if the stock is going down, so I think that's okay. But here you see the MACD. This is one of the temporary problems that I see. Definitely the fast line rolled over and went down and through the slow line here, and it's accelerating on the downside. So we're still well above the zero line, so there is some strength, yet I still think that things are continuing on the downside. Now, the MACD is one of my main triggers either to buy or sell, and once there's a crossover on the downside, that's a good idea to move to the sidelines. Maybe hold your stock, but certainly don't buy anymore. So that's the spoiler here. I wouldn't be buying Occidental at this time, given the fast line has come through the slow line and accelerating on the downside. So moving here into the MACD histogram, you can see the same thing. From that rollover here, it's been a steep slide moving on the way down. I think it has more to go, and that's also shown here in the price rate of change. Definitely sawtoothing at the top, the rollover, the fast line through the slow line. It had a bit of a backside spike here, but it's accelerating down pretty quickly into the relative strength index. It's at a moderate 49.55, but once again, moving on the way down. It might slow here, coming into this area more or less there, but that's going to take several months, if not longer, to bottom and base. But into the stochastics, there's no sign of any slowdown, at least from that oscillator, and also no sign of slowing down there in the Williams. The Williams is into this oversold territory, but I think it's going to continue on down here and maybe do some sawtoothing along the bottom before it heads back up, but that's going to take plenty of time. There is no hurry, in my humble opinion, to buy Occidental at this time, even though Warren is buying, and I hate to contradict anything that Warren and Berkshire is doing, but at least from the charts, it's not looking like the time to buy yet. I think we need more downside, and you need to study the fundamentals because the risk is all yours. ChewDog out.